friends, and welcome back. Today is a rainy, nasty day here where I live, and you're going to also hear my dog snoring in the background. But I wanted to take you on a tour of my replica of the Golden Girls set. Now, if you aren't familiar and you're not as old as I am, the Golden Girls was one of the most popular shows in the 1980s, and it featured four older women who lived in a home together in Miami, Florida. And the show was absolutely hilarious. It's great for all age groups. Well, maybe younger kids wouldn't really understand it that much, but I certainly did when I was younger. I grew up in the 80s and I absolutely loved this show and still do. I mean, I still even watch the reruns. And I wanted to make a home that was a replica of my favorite TV set. So if you've watched the show, you'll recognize a lot. But again, with The Sims Freeplay, you can only do what you can do with what you're given. We can't angle rooms and such. But I just wanted to take you on a tour of this, so hang tight and here we go.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again.
Okay, so here we go. And with the characters, if you've watched it, you know that Blanche is the youngest one there in the red dress. We have Rose in the purple back there. We have Dorothy, who just put the newspaper away, and sassy Sophia in the red over there, and they're all sitting on the lanai. So on the exterior of the home, I tried to make it just as it was in the TV show. You have the front of the home with lots of plants, and you'll see plants throughout the home. They went kind of crazy on the plants with the set, but you have that entrance over there. It's almost identical. We have the lanai back in the middle there. Don't know too much about the way back on the back of the house there, but I kind of just went with what I could do from memory. And again, you'll see a lot of plants on the outside here. I tried to keep it typical of the tropical atmosphere in Miami. But does this look familiar? I really think it does. I think it looks pretty close to how it did on the show where the ladies would enter the home. And over here on the side back there, you'll see the lanai, which we'll take a better look at here. The girls are out there. They had a barbecue area out there, and they spent quite a lot of time out there. And again, they called it the lanai. And let's see here. Let's go on inside here and take a little tour. But again, the entryway looks pretty similar to how it did on the show. I believe it was a covered entryway, if I'm not mistaken, which I did not do here. But this is definitely pretty close to the setup that we had in the living room, with the wicker sofas, lots of pinks and tans. You can see the entrance to the lanai back there. They had a little chair and a painting back here. And again, on The Sims Freeplay, you just kind of have to use your imagination and do the best you can when you're trying to recreate something. But a lot went on in this living room. And if you watch the show, that's where a lot of hellos and goodbyes were said. And a lot of dates appeared at the front door, especially for Miss Blanche. But that's where the cameras would have been back there, so I just kind of put the windows in the front and used my imagination, because that's the view that you had on the set itself when you were watching the show. And of course, there was a lot of going in and out of the kitchen, a lot of late night talks in this kitchen, whether it was about health, dates, things going wrong, things going great. A lot went on in this kitchen. Now, of course, I could not recreate the pots and pans that line the tops of the walls there above the cabinets, but I did get the layout right, I believe, and you'll see the cabinet over to the left. That actually represents the baker's rack that was always there. I've put the table with the white chairs here. Their stove was sitting exactly there, although theirs was built into a countertop, which we can't do on The Sims, but a lot happened at that bar. Back here was their laundry room. They did not show a lot of that, so I just kind of had to use my imagination there. And I put a washer and dryer and a water dispenser there. But you're going to have to bear with me with the rain in the background, guys. I tried to wait for it to let up, but it's just not going to happen. So back here we have the entryway to the lanai, where the girls would come out. They entertained guests there. They had lots of funny things happen out there. Please, if you haven't watched this show, it's on Hulu. You can see every season on Hulu if you have Hulu. You've really got to watch it. It's great. But they had a lot of plants out there. Sophia liked to sit out there in that lounging chair a whole lot. And through this doorway, now this hallway is a lot longer than it was shown on the show. But again, I had to use what I could with this app. So over here we have Sophia's room. And as you know, I mean, this looks just like Sophia's room. I did the old-fashioned wallpaper and carpeting. She has her own little closet there to the right of her bed, just like on the show. And she has the chair over there where she would sit with her stereo and listen to the opera. As you know, she was the oldest. She was Italian. She was actually from Sicily, and she had immigrated. And this bedroom is set up almost identical, except there were, I think she had wall sconces instead of lamps, but that definitely looks like Sophia's room to me. And then across the hall we have Miss Blanche's room. She had actually really tropical wallpaper, which we don't have. So I had tried to take advantage of the tropical look of this white bed we have and put lots of plants wherever I could in her room, because her room was covered in green plants, including the walls. And she has her closet back there, and she has her little sofa and her vanity, which she sat at quite a bit because, as you know, Blanche was very vain and very up on her appearance and loved to look good. So over here, we never saw this as I can recall, but I know she had a master bath because she was the actual owner of the home and rented rooms out to the other ladies. So I just kind of put a bathroom back there for Blanche. And then on back through the house, I remember there were these little credenzas, I think they're called, with the plants and the lamps that connected the other bedrooms in the home toward the back. And so I just kind of put that the best way that I could. And over here we have Rose's room. Rose liked her quilts, and ironically there's Rose sitting in her own room, which is pretty cool. But she had a sofa kind of like that. She had, you know, those sorts of colors in her room and the quilt. And even though we can't exactly match from Sims Freeplay, I think that goes with her look and her personality. And she has her own closet here, butted up side by side with Sophia's on the other side there. But yeah, I think that looks like Miss Rose's room. And then back here we have that blue bathroom that we saw in that really funny episode where they tried to do their own plumbing. And that's, I think, the only glimpse we got of that blue bathroom, but I tried to recreate it the way I remember it being in that show where they had to try to install a toilet on their own, and it ended up being in the living room, but that's a whole other long story. But that's the blue bathroom that the other three ladies would use besides Blanche, because she did have her own bath, as you saw. And then over here we have Dorothy's room. Dorothy was the sensible one who loved to read. She was very smart. She was a teacher. And so I've put a bookshelf in her room. I've made her room very classy looking, kind of plain and simple. She has her own closet over there as well. But I thought this room pretty much matched what I remember of Dorothy's room. Again, nothing is going to be exact, but that was my take from Dorothy's room. So again, an overall view of the Golden Girls set here. I really loved making this house. This was probably the most fun build that I've done, just because it was my favorite show, and a lot of the items ended up looking like what they had there. And it brought back great memories of my own childhood, because I used to watch this show with my family. And yeah, you guys should try recreating your own homes of your own favorite TV shows, and any rooms that you don't think were shown or you don't remember, you can just fill them in and have fun with it. Kind of like I did with Blanche's bathroom. You know, the hallway's not just right, but just have fun with it. And that's what this game is all about anyway, right? So here comes Dorothy. She's going to go sit on the sofa where Blanche is. Here comes Sophia. She's going to sit over there, actually in her usual spot. And yeah, that's how they pretty much hung out in there in the living room. Lots of fighting, lots of laughter, lots of men, marriages, divorces. Here comes Rose. She's going to sit over there beside Sophia. There was always magazines on the coffee table there. They always had beautiful flowers in the home. But yeah, leave a comment if you love the show, if you've watched it. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'm going to play a few things after I'm finished talking here. But this, again, was probably the most fun build that I've done in The Sims Freeplay. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. please leave a comment if you love the show. And you guys take care and have a wonderful day. Thanks again for watching.